My name is Aaron Sito. I'm the director of Gallery 4A. When I was a student, I studied creative arts at Wollongong University. I was introduced to Gallery 4A by a lecturer, and I became friends with the gallery assistant at that time who was working at Gallery 4A. And I was very interested in what was happening inside the gallery because it was the only place of its kind in Sydney. It was a place where I felt like I could see my own reflection in the types of artists and the types of issues which the artists were presenting. So it was at that time that Melissa Chu, who was the founding director of Gallery 4A, she was curating some very interesting exhibitions, and there were exhibitions which I had never even thought were possible to do. And so through meeting her, I slowly became involved in the gallery, and there was an opportunity to apply for a position, and I applied for the position. So that was in 1999, and since then I was the gallery assistant, and later on I became the curator of the gallery. And I had a short break working overseas and living overseas, and since the beginning of last year, 2000. One of the reasons why Gallery 4A came into existence was because at that time in the late 90s there was a particular xenophobia which in part was generated by politicians like Pauline Hanson. Politicians totally misunderstood was the fact that Asian people had been in Australia for such a long time, that they had been here almost at the same time as white settlement. And so this was one of the history of Asian people in Australia was one of the things which this group of artists was very interested in. And also more generally they were interested in expanding our understanding of contemporary culture and the impact that Asian culture has had on contemporary art and contemporary culture generally. Last night we had the book launch by Tom Cho, and Tom is a writer who is based in Melbourne. And Tom, the book launches are something which we are really enjoying here at Gallery 4A. It means that we can talk to a whole range of different people, not just people interested in the visual arts, but people who might be interested in different types of cultural forms such as literature, film, whatever. And they can come to 4A and be part of a discussion and get to talk about different aspects of culture. So Tom is an Asian Australian writer. It's actually quite a nice relationship which he has with the gallery. When he would come to Sydney to visit his brother, he would often come by the gallery and see what exhibitions we were on. At one time he came to see the work of Owen Leong, who is an artist who was based in Sydney but now lives in Melbourne. And he was also at the time the gallery assistant here at Gallery 4A. And he was mesmerised by Owen's work. And when he realised that Owen was in Melbourne, he actually asked Owen to shoot the cover of Tom's new book. And these are the types of relationships and the types of experiences which are quite special to us here at 4A.
Gallery 4A. Also, William Yang, thank you so much. And I have to tell you all that William did the best karaoke performance ever at Gay Games Cultural Festival. He sang I Still Call Australia Home, and it was a great moment that he took off his jacket in the final chorus and the crowd went wild. It was great. It was like a rock star performance. I Still Call Australia Home was priceless.
The interesting things about our program this year is that we're also expanding what it might mean to be living in Asia. What are the geographic limits of Asia? What can we learn from within this region? The exhibition which we're about to launch tomorrow night, and we're in the middle of an install at the moment, is an exhibition by Khaled Sabsavi. Khaled is an artist who's based in Western Sydney. He is originally from Lebanon, but he arrived in Australia in the 1970s. So this is one of the first exhibitions which Gallery 4A will do, which slightly shifts our perspective towards... Khaled's exhibition is going to be a huge multimedia project. On the ground floor, which will be visible 24 hours a day, is going to be a 12-channel video work. On the 12 screens, there'll be flashing different eyes and different noses and different mouths from across a whole range of different cultures. One of the things that I really like about my job is that I get to work one-on-one with artists. Is that we often develop projects in line with artists' practice. An organisation which is almost like a laboratory, where we can test ideas, we can allow artists to test their ideas, we can challenge each other, we can create a discussion and a dialogue with audiences. This is the thing which really drives me, are these types of relationships.